Kanye Omari West has had himself a decade. Looking back, some of these moments might come to mind.
How, Sway? You ain't got the answers, man.
I love this guy right here. You was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all?
While I want to say the 2010s started out with Kanye on top of the world he lives in and ended with him as a pariah, the truth is his cultural imprint might be as strong as ever. He's definitely made some major faux pas.
When I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman.
And exposed himself as less of a thinker than we wanted him to be.
What's the point of thinking?
But has it stopped him? Let's take a look at the decade of Kanye. There's no way to talk about the 2010s and this decade of music without talking about Kanye and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Yeezy dropped one of the most impressive bodies of work in the history of music in 2010. It's an album so good that Billboard ranked it the #1 album of the decade, and they're not wrong. On the heels of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, his joint project with Jay-Z, Watch the Throne, dropped summer of 2011, featuring the lead single Otis.
Damn, Yeezy and Hov, where the hell you been? Niggas talking real reckless, stop man.
And the bangerest banger that ever did bang, Niggas in Paris. A song so awesome and ubiquitous that at each stop along the Watch the Throne tour, the song would not only end the show, but be performed over and over. Now this also doubles as one of those songs that is a struggle listening around white people. You kind of just have to turn your head at the... Point is, the shit was provocative. It got the people going. In September 2012, Kanye West, through his Good Music imprint, releases Cruel Summer. The album spawns 2 monster hits, the homie jam Click.
My click, 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 click.
And the song Mercy.
Okay, Lamborghini Mercy. Yo, chick, she so thirsty.
Not long after, Kanye is rumored to be dating Kim Kardashian, who is going through a divorce from her second husband, NBA basketball player Chris Humphries. Kim's divorce was finalized in 2013, and she and Kanye wasted no time. In June of that year, Kim and Kanye welcomed Northwest, the first of their 4 children, into the world. A few days later, Kanye dropped Yeezus.
Honey. All them other niggas lame and you know it now.
An album even more polarizing at the time than 808s and Heartbreak. But it was a critical darling for its stark departure from his normal sound palette and its abrasiveness.
Middle America packed in, came to see me in my black skin. #1 question they asking, fucking be question you asking.
Around this time, Kanye started to become as known for his rants as the music he was putting out.
People be trying to tell me how I should act when I do an interview.
2013 would also start the beginning of Kanye's relationship with Adidas. After years of him releasing and designing shoes with Nike, Kanye jumped ship, and I'm sure Nike has regretted that shit ever since. While Kanye's clothing line has floundered, his shoe imprint Yeezy has been a tremendous success. In 2019, his shoes are projected to gross over $1.5 billion for Adidas. In 2014, Kanye finally tied the knot, and his relationship with his big brother seemed to be on the rocks, as neither Beyonce nor Jay-Z showed up to their wedding, more or less cementing a rumored rift between Kanye and Bay-Z, or Jay-Yonce, B&J. Let me break here to say, most of us have this idea in our heads that this is the part of the decade where shit started to go left for Kanye.
Yo, I said
At the beginning of the year, he released The Life of Pablo. For many people, it's a mess of an album, both bloated and too all over the place. I personally love it, and the beginning of the album contains 2 of Kanye's best works, an ultralight beam.
I'm trying to keep my faith. We on an ultralight beam. We on an ultralight beam. This is a God dream.
Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 might contain the most beautiful first minute of a song ever. Arguable? Yes, but go ahead and fight your moms, bro.
Beautiful morning. You're the sun of my morning, babe. Nothing in the morning.
But here's the controversy. The single Famous included this bar.
Feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous. God damn. I made that bitch famous.
To top it off, the video included tons of nude wax renderings of famous people. Later that year, while on the St. Pablo tour, Kim K was robbed in Paris, and Kanye postponed several dates to tend to his family, as he should. But November 18th, 2016 is when all hell broke loose. While in San Jose, California, on stage, Kanye decided to let the crowd know that he doesn't vote. But if he did,
I would have voted on Trump.
and then he told the people in the crowd to get over racism.
To black people, stop focusing on racism.
America, more divided than it had ever been, was not ready for this version of Kanye. But Kanye gon' Kanye.
This is the future. This is the way of thinking to make America great again.
He canceled his tour and was checked into a hospital for a psych eval. And then he took a break, but he still found time to go meet with his old buddy Trump before the year ended. Damn it, Kanye.
Just friends, and he's a good man.
This break also led him to Wyoming, which if you had ever told me a black rap camp in Wyoming would be a thing, I'd call you a liar. But in April 2018, Kanye announced several albums coming out of Wyoming. His then untitled album, Tiana Taylor's album, Nas's album, a Kid See Ghost album with Kid Cudi, and a Pusha T project. We were ready. And then he threw the baby out with the bathwater with 2 tweets. On April 21st, 2018, Kanye tweeted out his support for Candace Owens, proving his influence because she instantly became famous. Kanye was supporting a black conservative who was anti-liberal and anti-democrat. I shouldn't have to know who she is, but that bell cannot be unrung. To double down on this what the fuckness, on April 26, 2018, he tweeted a picture of himself in a MAGA hat signed by Trump. Because why the fuck not? In attempts to speak his truth to his power, Kanye then made the decision to go on TMZ to discuss the controversy about his support for Trump. And while there, he went on one of his famous rants that resulted in the statement, slavery was a choice.
For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
I miss the old Kanye never rang truer than during this time.
Do you feel that I'm being free and I'm thinking free?
I actually don't think you're thinking anything.
Kanye, doubling down on his struggles with mental health and taking up the mantle of acknowledging them, which was a good thing, released the worst album of his career. A disjointed, nonsensical drivel piece of an album called Ye that was effectively a stream of consciousness style album filled with lackluster production. It was so bad that I think most people just viewed it as an anomaly, and even if you don't rock with Kanye politically, you didn't hold this album against him. He spent the latter parts of 2018 doubling down on his Trump support, while his wife was oddly out using that Trump connection to make a difference and help get people free from incarceration. Who would have ever thought that would be a sentence I'd say out loud? But then an odd thing happened. Around January 2019, Kanye started doing weekly concerts on Sundays at his home in Calabasas, California, dubbed Sunday Service. All in preparation for the release of his first gospel album, Jesus is King, in October 2019. Jesus is King is now his second worst album, and one that sounds a lot like the gospel version of 2018's Ye, but with Jesus and scripture sprinkled about. While at Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church, he said now he was doing all of his work for God.
The greatest artist that God has ever created is now working for him.
I don't even know what to make of Kanye West anymore. He's cancel culture proof. All of his albums are the #1 albums in the country. His deal with Adidas has him at the top of the Forbes hip hop earners list. He seems happily married with 4 kids, maybe found God, and is probably about to become a pastor of a megachurch somewhere in Wyoming. Anything is possible with Kanye. If you told me Kanye in 2010 would be a fake free thought-having Trump supporter using religion to cover his own insecurities, I'd have laughed in your face. Not the Louis Vuitton Don who said George Bush doesn't care about black people. No, sir. But here we are. Who knows what the next decade has in store? What I do know is that just like when he spit through the wire, he keeps finding victory, even in the face of defeat.